Over the past 10 years, social media has changed dramatically. Websites such as Facebook, Twitter and YouTube have launched and have been more popular than ever. Facebook reached 1 billion users, YouTube reached 1 billion plays per day, and Ellen DeGeneres' selfie at the Oscars became the most retweeted tweet of all time. As people change with the times, we see musicians using social media with massive effect. With Katy Perry, Justin Bieber and Taylor Swift becoming some of the most followed musicians on Twitter, how do small musicians and bands use social media to promote themselves to stand out in all of this?
My name is Marcus. I'm part of a collective called Wild Music, and we started up about 2 years ago. We just make music and try to change people's lives through music. At the moment it's a smaller audience, but we're growing slowly, we're growing naturally.
My name's Verse. Name comes from, a lot of people ask me what music's about, but I let my verse say, if that makes sense. I do rap, spoken word, bit of hip hop, songwriting, all kinds of stuff really.
I'm Jay Porter. I play in a band called the Pelotons, about 60s influence rock and roll, and then on the side I like to mix a bit, but nothing really professional in that respect, but gig regularly with my band.
Musicians are forever reaching out and finding more online platforms to use and to promote their work on. But what platforms are they using? In August 2015, Mark Zuckerberg announced that for the first time ever, Facebook had 1 billion users in a single day. And still, many smaller musicians find it difficult to get their music out there and to the correct target audience. So does social media work for the smaller recording artist?
Yeah, I use Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, SoundCloud, Instagram, literally everything.
In the world we live in today, I think everything is done online, and social media allows you to take what you've created and then show it to the audience. Also in the creative process it allows you to work with other people that might be anywhere all over the world or in different part of the country. Like I'm up in Leicester at the moment and my brother's down in Colchester. If he's to create anything at 2, 3 in the morning, rather than have to wait until the morning, ring me up, tell me about it and then send it up or whatever. You can put it on Facebook, private message, and then that can link into Dropbox, YouTube. So I believe that social media is the connection between the artist and other artists and also the audience to get involved.
Just because it's easier to connect with people. Like there's not many other ways you can connect with people from like around the whole world. Unless you're doing like shows like across the world, you've got unlimited money, but that's not gonna happen really.
We focus on using Facebook quite a bit to like obviously promote gigs and that, and then obviously with SoundCloud, obviously because that's like the best way to like get your music out there. It's like people to be able to hear some tracks, and obviously SoundCloud is like widely known, widely shared by most people in the community. Yeah, and obviously event pages, they're great to get people down, like to focus people. Like, and obviously if you put out an event, like it's more likely to get people to go there because they know about it.
But there are limitations of using social media. Limited audience, arguments and false hope seem to be common. Some musicians find it difficult to keep updating the pages, responding to feedback and constantly feeding through new content to the audience.
There are certain limitations, but only through people's perceptions taken the wrong way.
Well, obviously with Instagram you can only put like 15 seconds. Facebook, you can't get money off it and stuff. YouTube and SoundCloud, there's obviously copyright issues. And Twitter, you can't post, it's only 140 characters, so can't speak your mind as much.
People can say like on social media you go into something, but obviously you won't commit unless you like really, I don't know. I think it helps, but at the same time it sort of hinders it, because a lot of people, you just get a lot of false people, a lot of people like saying that they're going to something but aren't really going. And so you never really know. You're still at that same place where you're just like back and forth. You still have to play with like the people that you already know to get there, to your gigs or whatever event you're doing, or listen to your music.
So something that you can say, it can get blown up easier on social media if it's controversial, even if it isn't taken in the way that you meant it to be. Whereas it used to only be sort of journalists that would have the impact on the audiences. Anyone can have their view, which is good, but it leads to just mass critics.
I think our band, like my band, tries to utilise the best of both, and we do know like the limitations of Facebook. Like we still can't fully engage with people because you never really know unless you've actually spoke to them face to face. Like that's the best way to know whether someone is like interested or is coming.
Over recent times, Facebook has changed the algorithms which weeds out so-called spammy or non-engaging content. According to Facebook, they did this because users said that they wanted to see more stories from friends and pages that they care about, and less promotional content. A Facebook spokesman recently said that Facebook is getting to a place where because more people are sharing more things, the best way to get your stuff seen is to pay for it. Musicians have mixed opinions on this, which means some won't pay, and others are willing to take the bills to get recognition.
I've seen it myself. It's like, I think the lowest you can charge is £3 a day or something.
I think it's awful. It's understandable because obviously a corporation and that's what they do, but it shouldn't be that way when it's not how it started and it takes away everything that's organic about music. Is supposed to be for the people.
Well, that is like the most heinous thing in the world, because the fact that this was already a platform that was free, like people can share things with their friends, and now artists have to pay to share things with their fans. Like it's just outrageous. Like your fans are essentially the community that you're trying to project at, and they're trying to charge for it.
If you've not got that much money and you're still making music, you've got a lot of an audience, then they're going to start charging you. And if you're not making people pay for your music, then you shouldn't have to pay to get your music to the viewers. Because it's only promoting people spending more money, because you then have to make your product higher.
It's just capitalising on something that doesn't really need to be capitalised on. Like people should just be able to share their things to the people they need to share them to.
I was looking into it, I was going to do it, but £3 a day is quite a bit for a student. But no, I think it's a good idea. It obviously helps people get out there, but I think they need to like look at their pricing scheme and revise it, make it a bit more accessible, not like a daily basis sort of thing, like more like a monthly charge or something.
If you're a small band and you only have like 300 likes and you're trying to like get some information out there, you can't, because you have to promote your page to them by paying like a sub of, I don't know, what, £3 minimum. No, not every band can do that, and a lot of small time musicians are going to just fall out and fall by the wayside because they can't share their music in their expression. So yeah, it's peak. That's what I think it is.
Even though each platform has its limitations, musicians still have personal favourites that they use to promote themselves. With Twitter hitting over 320 million users per month and Instagram getting 400 million, it's no wonder people are moving from Facebook to other mediums. For some musicians, Instagram lets them express themselves more freely using pictures rather than words.
It's not like the others, like obviously people are going to scroll past like text and stuff, whereas like Instagram, it's pictures, it's videos, it's grabbing people's attention. And I'll probably say that because I'm biased, because I've had that for the longest and I've got the most followers on that. But yeah, I think Instagram's just more instant and more social, like more connecting with random people. Because obviously if you hashtag stuff, then anyone can search that hashtag and just look for like rap or songs or anything.
Because I feel like Instagram just showing your words through pictures and videos of small snippets and giving people like an insight into your life.
According to bufferapp.com, photos on Facebook get 39% more interaction than text-based posts, and a study from Kissmetrics show that photos get 53% more likes and 104% more comments than text. So even with the optional fees to pay, musicians might be sticking to Facebook for a lot longer than we think.
Because obviously, because Facebook, the way it is, you wouldn't share it from your event page, you wouldn't share it from your band or your musician page, you'd share it from your personal Facebook, because then you could share it to your friends without like, you know, having to pay to promote it.
Facebook is more in touch with everyone, so anyone can get involved and you're hitting a wide audience, I think, and you can post more scriptures and poetry, whatever you want on there, and anyone can see it, and it's a more in-depth look into an artist or a creator.
there aren't many other platforms as big as Facebook to engage that larger audience. Like, I mean, there's Twitter, but Twitter is, again, something that I don't think is the most apt way to do it. Like, it's not. You're not going to get that big, broad audience that you feel is on Facebook, because everyone has Facebook. I don't have Twitter.
As 1 in 7 of the world's population use Facebook on a daily basis, it's hard to imagine a modern world without being online. And with it playing such a big part in our lives, it's interesting to think if musicians would ever see the need to use so-called older forms of advertising.
Potentially, but I believe that it would take a lot of people coming together creatively to be able to work together in the same freedom they do with the online access that we have these days. Whilst the internet's about and moving so fluently, it would be hard to move back to ways where people just get together and make music and promote it themselves in a car with like little CDs, because you're just not hitting a big enough audience.
Social media is just so much more accessible and easier to use, whereas like TV and stuff, you're not reaching your direct audience. So say like if someone's into like conscious rap, you're not gonna advertise on X Factor, and then you're not gonna find all the conscious rap people. You're just gonna be advertising to people that listen to like Taylor Swift. So it's sort of a conflict right there.
I think that's possible. Like, people could just go back to just like handing out loads of flyers, loads of people just like giving out freebies. I think what you need is the best of both worlds, man. You need to just like take the best of obviously physically engaging with people like on the street, but also the best of like using it online, because there's loads of people online that you can engage with. So I don't know. I think you could see quite a lot of musicians trying to fall back and try and just poster a bit more, but then you might see quite an influx that like everyone heavily reliant on social media.
There's so much happening that you have to be able to stay relevant on a higher mass appeal. You can't just stay relevant in your own town, because there's going to be somebody in the next town that's staying relevant on the internet. So I think it's hard to be able to hit your audience and stay with the time without being online really right now.
No matter if you love it or hate it, social media has already taken over the modern age. From me and you to Obama and everyone else in between, most people have used social media. Whether people will move on or continue to use it, only time will tell, but there's no denying that social media isn't going to stop anytime soon.